Hey manifestors, how's it going? It's Tarkan back with another video. So before I get started, if you happen to hear any kind of ambient background noise, it's because I have the air conditioner running. I don't know if it's going to pick up on the video or not, but we are almost at 100 degrees Fahrenheit here. So if I don't have it running, I will wither into a nub, a little tiny nub. You will watch me die 1,000 deaths right here on YouTube. And I don't think anyone wants that, right? At least I hope not. So anyway, interesting thing about that, actually, the air conditioner, you know, for months before summer started, I kept thinking, I'd like to get an air conditioner, but I don't want to pay anything for it. So you know what happened? My girlfriend a few months ago said, hey, I have an extra air conditioning unit for your window if you want to borrow it for the summer. So how about that? Not only did I get an air conditioning unit, I didn't have to pay for it. And also it has this nifty little dehumidify function on it so that it sucks all of the moisture out of here because it can get pretty humid. So there you go. Boom, manifested. All right, before I get into today's topic, let me just ask you real quick, if you have a moment, since you're watching this, you probably do have a moment, to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification button so that you can always be notified of my awesome videos when they are uploaded. And also hit the like button if you like this content so far, or you can wait until later if you want to decide and watch a little further and decide if you're going to like it, you know, in a few minutes. If you're that kind of person. But either way, I do appreciate it, guys. It helps this channel be visible, be seen, you know, on YouTube. Like, the more people subscribe and the more you hit that bell notification and hit the like button if you like it, the more visible these videos become, so other people can share in this content as well and find this stuff, okay? So, today's topic, free will. I think I've talked about this before. That scary word, free will. Tarkan, what about free will? What about free will? What about free will? What about their free will? What about their free will? Well, this psychic told me, and this tarot reader told me, and that thing told me, and I read this thing, and it said free will, and it can't ever happen, and I can't have my specific person because they have free will. Oh my God, people have free will. I know, it's that scary, scary, scary word. Now, I've mentioned, like I said, I've mentioned this topic in other videos in the past, throughout the videos, but I don't know if I've ever done a specific video on this topic. If I have, well, you know what? Watch both of them, okay? I can't really remember, and I don't want to go back through the list of my videos to see right now, because this is fresh in my mind right now, okay? Because I had a client bring this up the other day in a coaching session, and I thought, well, this is an interesting topic to get into and to talk about a little bit, because you know what? I hear that question a lot. What about their free will? So you're trying to manifest a specific person and you're worried that they have free will, and that cancels out your manifesting a relationship with them. Their free will overrides your desire to be with them. Well, no. No. I mean, I don't mean no, they don't have free will. Let me just get that out of the way right away. You do have free will. They have free will. Everybody has free will. If we didn't have free will, we wouldn't be here in this physical reality living these human lives, because it's our free will that brought us here. We manifested this experience for ourselves from our spiritual perspective to come down into this physical 3D perspective, which is basically just a big simulation, guys. That's all it really is. It's not as solid as you think it is, and there are so many versions of it. Now, I've said this too many times, and this gets back into sort of quantum stuff, all right? There are infinite versions of physical reality, and everything within physical reality also has infinite versions. So what does that mean in terms of free will? Well, very, very simply, it means that yes, they have free will to live, to manifest within their little universe where they decide to place their focus and their consciousness, but that does not have to affect your free will to manifest the version of reality and the version of them that wants to be with you. Do you see? Because here's the thing, guys. And this is where things might get a little loopy, okay? if you are manifesting a relationship with them, you are doing it with the version of them that is using their free will to choose to be with you. What? Okay, let me say that again if I can, because I just confused myself. I just blew my own mind, all right? If you are manifesting a relationship with your specific person, you don't have to worry about their free will, because you are manifesting being with a version of them that is choosing to be with you, therefore using their free will to be with you. Now, Tarkan, what about that other version that doesn't want to be with me? Well, if you keep focusing on that version, that's the version you're going to keep manifesting. And then if you then try to push that version to be in a relationship with you, then you are interfering with that version's free will. Does that make sense? So just as there are infinite versions of Earth, of reality, of the universe, of everything that you can think of, every condition that you can think of, every circumstance that you can think of, and infinite versions of you and them, all these different versions of them also have their own free will. All right, so what does that mean? It means, and again, guys, it comes back down to you, not them. Okay, you choosing to be with the version of them that chooses to be with you. And we've talked about this so many times, right? It is critical that you stop focusing so much on who they're with, what they're doing, stalking them on Facebook and all the social media outlets and all that kind of stuff. You need to stop. You need to stop sitting around worrying about, oh my God, what are they doing with somebody else? Why is this possible? Is this possible? What about this problem? What about this obstacle? You know, I get a lot of coaching clients that come up with every problem and obstacle in the book that they could possibly come up with for why they can't be with the person they want to be with, and then want me to clarify it for them and give them permission to say that it's okay. You can be with the person you want to be with. All right. At some point, you have to decide which route do you want to take. If you want to take the route of always wanting them, always desiring them, and them always being at a distance from you, then keep worrying, keep obsessing. And I did a video about obsession. It's not love, okay? Go check it out on my channel. It's just, I think, a couple of weeks back. If you keep focusing on that, if you keep worrying, and if you keep making them a big deal, then you are creating a vibrational distance between you and them. Or in other words, you keep manifesting that same version of them that is either actively not interested in you or just completely indifferent to you, or with somebody else maybe, okay? And of course, as you see that happening, as you continue to manifest those situations, you use that as evidence to say, see, it's not possible. Or to tell yourself, see, I'm further away from my goal than I was before. But here's the thing, you were going down that path of them being with someone else, or them being indifferent, or being very far apart from you, and not hearing from them, and all that stuff, okay? So the idea, of course, of living in the end is to begin to practice and make this a practice, make this a discipline, to feel and think and walk and talk and carry yourself as if you are already with them, as if your goal is already achieved. Now, you wouldn't worry about all those things under those circumstances, would you? You wouldn't be pushing so hard against the current physical reality, would you? Because you would understand this is just a temporary reality that I'm in, and I'm shifting myself into the other, more preferred reality where they are choosing to be with me, where that version of them, that's the one that I highlight. Because again, guys, it really is that simple. There are infinite versions of this stuff. Then why aren't you seeing the version that you prefer? Because you're not tuned into that channel, right? Look, if you're watching channel 2 on television and you want to be watching what's on channel 12, look, channel 12 is always broadcasting, okay? Channel 12 doesn't just stop broadcasting the moment you switch the channel to channel 2. You're just not seeing what's being broadcast on channel 12 because you're watching channel 2. So you want to watch channel 12, hit the switch and go over to channel 12, okay? That's kind of a very simple way to explain and to demonstrate, to help you kind of visualize this concept, because that's what you're doing. If you're tuned into the channel where they're not with you, where they're with somebody else, or they don't care about you, or they're not going to contact you, they're not thinking about you. If that's what you're thinking about all day and worrying about all day, that's the channel you're tuned into. That's the version of them you're going to keep repeatedly manifesting. It's about where you decide to put your focus. So you want to be on the channel where they're choosing you. So you got to start, you're the tuner, right? You got to start feeling and thinking and acting that way. That means it's a done deal. Boom, it's done. Boom, manifest it. It's over. I now get to just go about my day, do my thing, do my job, do the fun things, hang out with my friends until that all comes together. That's all, but it's a done deal. It's a done deal. Everybody, we're taught that we have this one version of reality that is outside of us, separate from us, and that we have to box it and wrestle it and put our stomp it to the ground and wrestle it into submission and make it to bend to our will, and we got to solve all these problems and we got to solve all the steps along the way. No, that's not manifesting. That's doing grunt work. That's not manifesting. That's not what manifestors do. That's not what wizards do. Okay? A manifester manifests. They plug themselves in vibrationally into the version of reality that they prefer. And that's what you're going to do. All right? It's much simpler than you think it is. Understand that your negative thinking and all your worry thoughts and all your fear thoughts and all your desperation comes down to a habit. That's all it is. Okay? And you don't have to break the habit. You just have to introduce a better habit. So start practicing, start making it a discipline to begin to feel and walk and talk, especially feel as if your thing is a done deal, and then stop worrying about where is it yet. There's a little delay. Don't worry about it. Time is not of the essence. Timing is. I think I said that once too recently. Time is unimportant. Timing is the thing. Okay? So don't worry about the time it's going to take. It's going to take as long as it takes for you to become used to the reality that you wish to occupy. So free will, toss it out the window. I had a woman that had some coaching with me recently, and she was talking about the free will topic. And she said, look, I did a little experiment. I have a guy at work who wears nothing but blue and dark clothes, and I wanted to manifest him wearing red one day. So I started visualizing, I started thinking I need him to wear red and all this kind of stuff. Of course, she had a lot of resistance going on. Is it going to work? Is this silly experiment real? Am I just wasting my time? So what happened? He didn't wear red. He didn't come in wearing red. He came in wearing all the same clothes he always wore, kind of dark drab colors, I suppose, a lot of blue. But everybody else at work started wearing red. Weird. So what happened there? She wasn't trying to get everybody else to wear red. She was trying to get this one guy to wear red. But she was trying to get the version of him that doesn't like to wear red to wear red. So what do you think happened? He's not going to wear red. Not that version of him. You see? But because she needed that version of him to wear red so that she could prove herself correct, so she could prove this experiment worked, and then she could feel better about manifesting and have more confidence about manifesting, she needed it to happen in her mind. But that caused a vibrational rift between her and the reality she preferred of him wearing red. That's why he didn't wear red, because she's trying to get the version of him that doesn't choose to wear red instead of just shifting in her consciousness over to the version of him that loves wearing red. But in the process, she ended up causing everyone else to wear red because she didn't care whether they wore red or not. She was only focusing on this one individual. You see that's a great way to demonstrate this concept. Yes, that person has free will. All versions of him have free will. The version of him that doesn't wear red has free will, has the free will to choose not to wear red. The version of him that loves wearing red has the free will to choose to wear red. The version of him that is maybe just experimenting with his wardrobe, so one day he decides to try out red, a red sweater, a red shirt, red shoes, whatever, red shoes. Ooh, that's an interesting way to go to work, depending on where you work, I guess. That version of him has free will, you see? But she was not using her free will to perceive of the version of him that chooses the free will to wear red on a particular day at work. So she's trying to impose her will on a version of him that is using his free will to wear something else, to prefer something else, instead of making the shift inside of herself, saying, I don't need him to wear red. I don't need to see that version of him, but I know I will. It's done. I can visualize him wearing red every night and go to bed with the feeling of it being accomplished, right? Neville Goddard, okay? Assuming the wish is fulfilled and just living in the end result of that. Imagining herself going to work saying, hey, nice red sweater, buddy. I love that. It looks great on you. Or everybody else complimenting him on that. Or saying, wow, you wore something different. You wore a different color today. Maybe people teasing him a little bit in a fun way, right? Those kinds of things. That's how you visualize being in the end. That's how you go, it's a done deal. I feel it being done. It's already done, finished. It is done. Boom, manifested. Okay? You got to be able to say that before it actually manifests, before it actually physically reaches your physical senses, because it's already a done deal. It's just a done deal outside of your field of vision right now. But that will come in, because that's what you perceive with your 5 physical senses is old news. That's the last thing that comes in anyway. First, it gets manifested in the ether, in the infinite field of possibilities. It's there the moment you can conceive of it, the moment you have the desire. Boom, there it is. Now you just have to tune yourself to that channel where that thing, that reality that you prefer is being broadcast. Instead of trying to force channel 2 to start becoming channel 12. You see, that's the difference. And that's the idea around free will versus law of attraction versus manifesting. And I hope that I made that clear enough. It is a bit of a complicated, a bit of a convoluted topic to try to explain, to try to discuss. And you know, I know that because there's so much confusion about it, and there's so many seemingly contradicting ideas about it from many different angles, from many different people out there, coaches, teachers, whatever, psychics, whoever, certain people, you know, say they're spiritualists or whatever it is. And it's not that they're all necessarily wrong or all right, but there's a certain way to think about it. There's a certain way to approach the topic. And when you look at it through the lens and the idea of there being infinite realities, infinite versions of Earth, infinite possibilities, and infinite versions of people, you included, you're just focused into the version of yourself that you're focused into. That's the one you conceive of. There's another version of you doing something else, doing another job, having another physical appearance, having other preferences, being with somebody else, watching another coach on another channel. Most of the time, guys, these varying realities, parallel realities, aren't so different. Usually there are little differences. You know, this morning I decided to go have breakfast at a cafe and, you know, another version of me in that moment branched off and decided to make breakfast at home and stay here. Okay. It's one version of me decided to have tea for breakfast. Another version decided to have coffee for breakfast. So usually there are these varying, sort of very, very slight variations that we perceive. So, you know, and again, we're doing this. We're shifting constantly, billions of times a second. We are shifting from one reality to the other. So we're always doing it anyway. We're just trying to do it more consciously, more deliberately. That's what this manifesting thing is all about, right? So the next time you have this question bouncing around your head, or this worry or fear bouncing around your head, saying, what about their free will? What about their free will? Remind yourself that every version of them, including the version that wants to be with you, has free will. And it's up to you to choose which version of them you want to perceive and to tune yourself into that vibration of them, become a match to that vibration. That means not trying to change them, the version of them that you perceive right now that may not seem interested in you, that may be off with somebody else, that may be traveling the globe, whatever, you know, not living in your town. You have to work on making that a discipline of being able to feel every day just a little bit, practice, guys. Feel as if that version of them is the one that you are experiencing in your current reality. Instead of trying to mess with the free will of the version of them that doesn't want to be with you, manifest the version of them that chooses their free will to be with you, that chooses you over everybody else, right? So I hope that clears that up. And if it doesn't, you got some more questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments section. If you have any other comments, please leave them. Comments are awesome. And again, I'm going to ask you guys to hit that subscribe button, to hit the bell notification thingy, to hit like on this, to share this video with anyone you think might benefit from this message. And also, thank you so much for your donations, guys, and I appreciate them. And if you want to leave me one right now, you can do so by going in the description box and by hitting, there's 2 links, one for PayPal, one for Cash App. And also, if you want some coaching, that link is down below. That'll take you to my website and explain what I have available on offer right now as far as coaching is concerned. Okay, guys? So thanks again for watching. I love you. And if you're somewhere hot, stay cool or go swimming, go outside, get some sunshine, stop worrying so much, get some of that vitamin D going, get energized. Okay? Until next time, guys, I'm Tarkan. Thanks for watching. Happy manifesting and bye-bye.